we've got 25 laps of racing ahead of us, 71 miles of the most beautiful racetrack in the world in less than beautiful conditions. Away we go in the Grand Prix of Portugal, and it's a brilliant launch from Joan Mir from the front row. The Suzuki got away perfectly, exactly what he wanted and exactly what Fabio Quartararo wanted as well. He's through from the second row. I thought he was going to take second place, but swooping around the outside was Zarco once more. So it's Mir leading, Quartararo into second. Those two inline fours are leading the race now. We haven't seen Mir get to the front of the race this quickly, I think, since he won at Valencia that time.
Yeah, well, we've not seen him at the front of a race, really, have we? I think for, what is it, a year and a half now, it's rare, but he loves his track, always gets a good result.
Miller, sorry, Neil, from miles back at turn 5, through on Alex Marquez.
That was brave.
That was incredible.
That was incredibly brave, but I think everybody knows the inline fours with Quartararo and Mir are going to try and check out. We saw in the morning warm-up, both of those riders had pace, so it's a case of you've got to get through as quick as you can.
I will say, Jack Miller looked really good in the warm-up, very consistently quick, despite the few puddles. It is. Rins has made a fumble. I'll tell you what, Suzuki had great launches off the line. Mir to the front, Rins from 23rd on the grid.
He's 11th.
Only halfway round the racetrack. So maybe he has got a say in the outcome of this race. But it's Mir, his teammate, who leads. Not won a race, but he's only won once, when he won the title back in Valencia 2020. And he hasn't done it since then, as Alex Marquez, who's made an excellent start. Let's not forget, from 7th on the grid. He was top Honda here in November. He was 4th in the race. So keep an eye on Marquez.
Wow,
he's ahead of Marquez.
Unbelievable. He's passed 13 people on this first lap. I've never seen a lap like it.
There is Aleix Espargaro. The KTM's made a good start, Neil. Miguel Oliveira there. Well, one KTM in. Miguel went up into 6th place. Oh! Aleix is going to bring it through at turn 3, and he will get the inside line into 4. But that's a nice battle we're watching unfold. Zarco looking at the inside of Miller, down into 14, and he's going to sit the factory man up.
Zarco's been always fast around this track, as has Miller.
At the moment they're battling for victory in the Portuguese Grand Prix, and Quartararo right where he loves to be in a race, at the front. Jorge Martin, who's crashed out. Oh, his season is one of ups and downs at the moment. Marc Marquez covering off any move from Pol Espargaro on this occasion. So Marquez up to 9th, laying down the black lines. Oh, this is a battle going on. Alex Marquez fighting with Aleix Espargaro. Just so you know, at the front, Fabio Quartararo's got 1.8 seconds over Joan Mir. We're looking at the battle for 5th place, and now it's Aleix Espargaro through on the inside of Alex Marquez. Marquez will try and switch to the inside, and he will sit Aleix up. Classic Portimao move, that one. Someone attacks you, you push to the inside, and then run them up the outside as you head to turn 6.
Yeah, good move that. Alex Marquez is here to play, and Aleix is having none of it.
And again, he will get the inside run here. Aleix will have the line down into Craig Jones' corner, though, and he is brave. Oh, look at this! Alex Marquez!
He thought about it, didn't he?
He was almost about to lay the baton. What he had to do was roll out, and that gave Alex Rins a bit of sucker, and through he comes. So Rins now up into 7th place. Good little battles around the racetrack here.
Here
comes Rins again.
It's so impressive.
And that's a block on Aleix Espargaro. Aleix again will try and hold in on the inside into turn 14. Rins will
try and square him off.
I was going to say, I thought he was going to try and do that. Unfortunately, that had a big black Aprilia right in the way.
And it turns well, that Aprilia this year, turning better than he's ever turned. And it's the final sort of piece of the jigsaw. They've got a fast bike now that turns really well. Be interested to see what happens on the straight here. Yeah, that Aprilia is fast.
It really is, isn't it? And even though Suzuki's upped its HP this year, not enough to match that Aprilia. So Alex Marquez back to 7th, Miguel Oliveira there in 8th. Oh, championship leader, Enea Bastianini. Wow. Well, he was nursing a hand injury going into the race, and the drama continues in MotoGP.
Here he comes this time.
Again, is he going to get past on this occasion?
He's going to cut across as well.
Every single time that he's got there before, Mir's been able to hang on, but on this occasion, he's going to run wide though. He knew he had to try and get it done there, and that has just given Jack Miller a little bit of oxygen, hasn't it?
Yeah, and Aleix Espargaro, and Alex Rins. Watch the Ducati power now. Watch this, mirror signal manoeuvre. See you later. And this time he won't outbrake himself.
Down the hill, that's the big problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
He carries so much more speed because of it. Will Mir be able to fight back at turn 3? Zarco will be doing everything in his power to keep him at bay, and Mir drops back into 3rd, looking for a first podium this year. Not like Brad Binder to crash out of races. Very, very consistent runner, a bit like Mir in that respect.
Turn 11's fast as well, really fast.
Here comes Miller. Over the rise, down into turn 1, he's level.
He ain't going to get that stop.
On the brake. Oh, no! And he's taken out Mir. Jack Miller has gone down, and Mir is not going to get the podium. Disaster for the Australian. You said, Neil, he's not going to get it stopped. Mir gives the sarcastic slow hand clap. And Jack will know. Jack will know straight away. He's apologised straight away, as you can see, but he's a little bit groggy because that's a heavy, fast crash.
Base plant, yeah. The problem is there, because Mir's so good on the brakes, so at this point, Miller's obviously arriving way too fast on a tighter line. Oh, he was always going wide, but he was just being greedy. Of course, he was not wanting to go wide and lose all that time that he'd made up. No grip, both those riders. You can see the front and the rear of that Honda moving around.
You'd think, actually, that on the right-hand side, Alex should have a bit more because he's got the hard option tyre. And that does have a harder right shoulder. And you can just see through there.
Here we go.
And he's going to pass him. He's going to pass him by the line here. This is great. This is just like they're out flat tracking. Where Marc Marquez says that Alex often serves him it up. Oh, Marc has it on the nose down into turn 1. And Alex is back in front of him.
I think with
Julian Marquez is probably having kittens down in the garage.
I think with Marc Marquez, we've seen pretty much everything apart from him taking his brother out. So I think.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. Last lap time then of the Grand Prix of Portugal.
Oh, he's wide there, Aleix. That'll cost him a bit of time. Meanwhile, it
was close over the line, you know, less than a tenth between Zarco and Espargaro, a trial run for the last go, but it might be too far now for Aleix after that little moment.
I think we need to see the Hondas because Paul's, I can hear the Jaws music.
This is your battle for 2nd and 3rd. Johan Zarco from Aleix Espargaro through turns 10 and 11. They're not going to be able to battle Quartararo for victory. There is Pol Espargaro. He's under his own pressure actually here from Pecco Bagnaia. There's something Bagnaia's got at the latter stages. He might be able to blast past them. You never know if he can get the run to the line. This is through 12 up to turn 13. He's going to have a go at turn 13, and Marquez in the meantime goes through on Marquez. Marc on Alex. Pol Espargaro trying to hold in front of Pecco Bagnaia. They're battling for 8th place. But Bagnaia is going to come back to the inside. Meanwhile,
what a win.
At the front, Fabio Quartararo takes his first victory of the season. The reigning world champion is back. And Johan Zarco takes 2nd place. Aleix Espargaro is 3rd. A stunning ride from Alex Rins from the back of the grid. And it looks like Alex Marquez may well pip his brother. No, Marc gets it on the line for 6th. Alex Marquez is 7th, and Pecco Bagnaia did get Pol Espargaro, and Maverick Viñales rounding out the top 10.